Is everyone like, are we ready to go? Do you remember what happens? Do you remember what the rule is? Okay. Alana's thrown a wrench in everything.
Sorry.
Pun intended.
My hand will be on the screen more, and then I'm going to keep accidentally putting lines everywhere.
Save it for the judge.
Okay.
Is there like a jingle for this, for this video? Hang on. That's a bit quiet, isn't it? What sound do mints make? I've never been to a mint.
Me neither.
The intro for these videos is bad. I sort of slapped it together. We don't know what we're doing still. Maybe if we do 100 more of these, they'll be more, put together. But for now, they will not be. For it is indeed the faux mint. It's where we three art peoples. I'm going to say artists. I don't necessarily believe it, but I'm going to say it. We three artists are going to collaboratively draw a creature, and we're saying it's a D&D creature, but it's just going to be a mess. I think I've done it for the last couple, so I'm probably going to continue. I'll put some stats together. I'll stat the creature that we make. Hopefully it's going to be a high challenge rating. And obviously if anyone ever uses it in a game, then that's the real end. That's the end goal, I think, is to make a monster that someone actually wants to use in their game. To introduce, of course, I'm Theo. I'm all over the videos on this YouTube channel. Well, who are you guys? Who are you? You've been on the other episodes of this as well.
Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing here?
This is the foeman. You love it here. You make it. We make a monster every now and again.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
It's not like a different thing. It's oh yeah, I remember why it's called foeman, because it's not Monster Factory that's taken.
Yeah.
I remember now. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm Ruth. Hello. I'm here sometimes.
Hi, I'm Alana.
Yeah, the third one.
I used to draw.
You do draw whenever I shout at you. Whenever I shout at you through the ether and say, "Hey, draw a record in like a week," or whatever.
But you know what? My best drawings are always the ones I do after this.
Are you saying we should do an episode after this? I believe last time we did an aberration, and I think it was the best one yet, because aberration's an easy one, because it's meant to be gross. We drew that horrible crab thing with the sludge.
Yeah, that was
and the
horrendous.
eyes. And I think the stats for it came out quite interesting as well. This time, we've got the challenge of drawing a construct, which I think is going to be harder. And with that in mind, we're using a different program. It's a browser drawing thing called Aggie.io, where basically multiple people can draw on one canvas at once. So we will be seeing what each other's doing this time. So I think we have the advantage here because we're all going to know what's happening. So we might be able to make something more coherent. You might call that cheating.
You might.
And that's where I'm going to leave that. You might call it cheating. Because I probably would. but we might make something good. So to throw a wrench in the works, we're going to each draw a little something on one another's segments first that we have to include. And then we'll stick to our lanes until we get bored of doing that, essentially. How's that sound?
Great.
Cool. I've forgotten what a construct looks like, so...
Well, they're all like big, beefy robots. Yeah, well, it's a fair point on it. So let's start drawing a thing, and then I'll talk about constructs for a bit.
Okay.
We have not discussed which way this thing is facing, or what it is. So I'm looking forward to that very much.
Yeah, I'm already worried.
So, constructs in D&D. Constructs are there's all sorts of fun constructs out there. I think the most well-known ones are the golems. The Iron Golem is a classic, big, strong monster guy. And then there's the Flesh Golem, which is kind of like a Frankenstein's monster. In older editions, there was things like Treasure Golems and all sorts of weird ones and Crystal Golems. But these days, we just got in 5th edition at least, just got the regular boring ones. And then you get some weird constructs like Modrons. I don't know, Ruth, do you know what a Modron is? Is that familiar? You've got some D&D.
Yeah, I've not encountered a Modron before.
So, I'm not going to flash Modrons up on the screen because I don't want to scare anyone watching. But Modrons are a real nightmare. They look like minions, essentially, as in from Illumination Studios' Minions. And they are very strange. They are meant to be the ultimate beings of order. But again, they're little weird munchkins with eyeballs and wings, and they hit you with spears and stuff. And they're very, very weak. So I don't really know what's going on there, but they're very funny. And I love them very much. But I would also describe them as quite useless.
I'm done already.
I'm done as well.
What is that?
It's like a big axe.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like in the ground.
In the ground, yeah. I've given us a base. Okay, so I've got an eyeball that's shooting a laser, and it's got a telephone.
Yep, with wings.
That's
I love
good.
it. I love
it's a good
it.
phone.
It is.
Okay, so
Thanks.
let's get going. So I'm going to stay to the middle. Okay,
I
so
have no idea.
clearly there's going to be a face in the middle here, which I really enjoy. I like this a lot, because there's another thing which is technically, I think it's not a construct, but there's a creature, I believe it's in... Oh, it's either in Mordekainen's Tome of Foes, or it's in one of the other ones. But it's basically a big car. It's a fiend, but it's a big robot car that runs you over.
Oh my
and
god.
has, like, laser guns and stuff. It's very funny. So I think this is going to fit that bill quite nicely. Okay, we've got a robot arm coming in to hold that axe. That makes a lot of sense.
I have an idea. It's not. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's an idea.
I think we're just going to have to go for it. I think they range, in terms of, like, how strong they are, they usually range from, like, very weak, like Modrons and flying swords and stuff like that, and animated armor, to super strong, like all the golems, which are pretty tough. Although, flesh gun's not too bad. There's not a lot of sort of mid-range ones from what I remember. I may be completely wrong. I should do more research for these episodes, I suppose, but I really just am not thinking ahead.
We totally plan these ahead of time.
Well, we say, shall we do one? And then we do one.
Yeah.
It's
it works
generally the
out
way
fine.
it happens. That's planning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Don't forget, you two can zoom in now because we're using this program.
I'm not. I'm trying not to make it fair.
I am not trying not to.
That's okay. I am just fully going to steal the Hellfire engine and make this a car.
Do it.
Just so you two are on board and aware what's going on here.
Okay, it's going to be an interesting.
Am I allowed to
car.
like encroach on you a little bit?
If you want, but it's going to make me furious.
Literally that little triangle right there. That's it.
Do it.
To clarify, I'm not erasing my whole thing. I need to fix the arm. The arm was there.
Okay, you've not erased the whole thing. No, not at all. Just
No.
you just did.
I'm not erasing the whole thing. Erases the whole thing.
That's not what's. You're redrawing it,
Yeah.
which I'm in favour of. I support.
Yes, because I
Um,
have an idea.
Now, Alana, the hope, the dream here was that because we can all see what we're doing,
No.
they're going to meet up in the middle a bit better. I see you've presented quite the challenge here. I don't know where that's going to go on.
He's
Now,
obviously got like
admittedly-
a huge back.
I guess so. Because again,
Got some junk in the
I'm-
trunk. Get it?
I'm guilty here. That's very good. I'm guilty because I have also done nothing to make this gel with yours.
I wanted to draw a big peck, so I did.
That's reasonable, and it's got like nasty wires coming out of it.
Yeah.
Which I see. I just wanted to have this cool car front. I really am destroying the Hellfire engine though, so I've got to make this distinct somehow. And I guess I should think of like a power, because a lot of the constructs have weird spells, like the Stone Golem can cast slow on you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how about this one? Is just going to have a big sort of brazier up top, which looks like a crown, so that's always good. It's good fantasy design to make your thing have a crown.
Yes.
And out of it is coming just a bunch of clouds with lightning coming off them. I think that's going to be good. This is distinct now because it's not just fire; it's like storm, and that's cool. Everyone likes that. Now, what does it do with that phone? I guess a lot of you drew the phones.
That
but,
is his pet phone.
it's his pet phone. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's got a
That's cute.
familiar.
He's taking
It's
it
a
for a
flying
walk.
phone. What does the phone do? Because now I've got to stat 2 creatures. Thank you very much.
Well, if we're going with the conspiracy theory of, 5G? Maybe
We
it
are
could
not
release
going with
5G.
Absolutely not. I was getting it. We're not for a second countenancing the 5G conspiracy. It is harmful and bad.
Yes.
Does it make it easier if I bring like the top of the shoulder down like that?
I don't know, man.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Let me just draw these clouds coming out and the lightning. Zzz, zap. If
Do you
I
know
could-
what
That's
this is
some
making
of
me
the worst
think
lightning
of?
bolts I've ever drawn in my life.
This is
Oh my God.
like we should go on Robot Wars. We've made a Robot Wars robot, and I love it. You know what? I want to draw some fire. You've made me want to draw fire, so fire is happening.
You know I drew the lines in the middle. I probably should have still drawn connecting lines because, to like where they are supposed to meet. Because me and Alana have got to do some work over here to make these line up. I think. Hang on, Alana, are you going into the finished layer?
Yes.
Yours doesn't line. No, hang on.
I'm doing the axe, and I'm going to wait for you to do that, and then I'm going to go back and fix that shoulder.
All right. You're gonna wait for me to figure out how to fix it.
Yes.
That's so unkind. That's so unfair. Like,
Oh, you made me mess up my line. Laugh.
what am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix that? There's nothing I can do to fix
Imagination.
that. There's nothing I can do to fix that.
I don't understand why you can't just...
Because what's going on there? What's happening there? I'm gonna draw big. I'm going on your side now.
Okay.
I'm giving.
I'm going to work it out when I get to it. I'm doing this first.
All right, fine. Here's my other thought. Who's made this construct? Because constructs have to be made by someone, right? And it's got sort of like scary ears. It's kind of deadly, but again, we've really just drawn the Hellfire engine, and that's cheating.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I have no idea if I've drawn it or not.
It's my fault. It's my fault because it has like a face. It doesn't really have arms in the same way. Like these are some strong arms, and I do like the pet. The pet is adding a lot to this.
I need to add him in, actually.
I'm trying to figure out a way to make these things connect. I am struggling. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a thought because there are constructs. There's quite a few constructs that are like made by devils and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's not really any that I can think of that are explicitly like made by giants. So I think maybe this is a giant thing. So what we have to do is we've got to put a bunch of runes on it and make it look a bit more Viking-y.
Yeah. What could I add to give it some Viking quality now?
Well, runes is a classic, of course.
Yes.
Any old rune.
It's annoying because I actually have a book of runes somewhere in the flat.
Oh yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, book of
Twinsies.
Viking.
Oh, do you guys live together? Nice.
Yes, it's a secret.
Why have I given it one closed eye? That's a question I've got to ask.
I kind of like that. I think it looks cheeky.
And it does make it look very cheeky for one thing. I think as well it sort of implies that it's shooting the laser because the eye is opened. So maybe
that's how it aims.
Maybe it doesn't actually. Maybe it can't see until it shoots its laser eyes at you, or something.
Or it winks to fire the laser. That could be kind of fun.
That could be good. These are all great ideas.
I don't like the little wires coming out of his chest. I might make those like runic looking.
That's cool. Again, you try something, and if you end up not liking it, you can just go back and give it a change.
I want to make mine actually look like a machine, because at the moment he just kind of looks like my side looks like a punky guy walking a mobile phone, so it's more cyberpunk.
So I'm going to change these ears, because those ears were too demonic, I think that was leading us down a wrong road. I'm going to make them just more like regular ears. Again, these teeth are kind of demonic as well. And I've had them for so long. They were one of the first things I drew.
I quite like the teeth. Oh, you're going to go for a badass, like, Viking beard now?
Well, I'm going to give them a moustache. I'm not going to give them too long a beard, because there's not much space underneath him. But maybe a big moustache. A big metal moustache. Or maybe he's made out of stone. Maybe not metal, but stone. Or something. Maybe a bit of metal. Who knows? Again, the fire giants in D&D are like blacksmiths. They're good at stuff, so I don't see why they couldn't knock something like this together if they wanted to.
I mean, what kind of colour metal do we want?
You're colouring as well, aren't you?
Yes,
well,
always.
Well, then you get to decide.
Okay. Yeah, get out of my way, Theo.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm colouring.
I don't know how this arm works. There's no. He's only got
joins
two.
into his back. Obviously.
Fine.
Instead of like having like a a pauldron, you could have like a fur.
Yeah, we can draw some fur like over here. He's got like a big fur cape bit. I think that'd be good. Because the implication, because what I can do over here, I can have little bits of scraps of fur that have come off.
Yeah.
So maybe this arm that Alana's drawn used to be covered in fur, but now has been exposed.
I think.
And the metal underneath. That's good.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm also hesitating a bit more is because I can actually see everything that's happening, and I
want true.
I want it to complement both of what you guys have done.
So, Alana, your side just hits with its axe, doesn't it? Alana, can I ask what's going on with the hand? Is that a hand or is it just attached?
The axe is attached. Kind of like
that's a cop out.
What's his name? Ash versus Evil Dead with the chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Look at the great hand that Ruth bothered to draw.
Do you know what? I didn't wanna.
Damn. Every time we record, I feel like I haven't drawn ever. I don't know why. I get so, like, wobbly. My lineup becomes so, like, crap. So... And it's not even like this when I've done other drawing videos. I don't know what it is.
I know what you mean. Like, it's as soon as you put... It's that concept of being watched, I think.
I think as well, it's just... Alright, it's time to draw something now. Something stupid now.
Yeah.
I've had no idea. Alright, this worked out, I think, pretty much every time. This is definitely... I'm going to say it now. This is the most, like, coherent thing that we've done. And that makes sense because we've cheated.
Yeah, but I like it. It's fun and it's satisfying.
Definitely
I
the most...
prefer it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is good going forward. Now, the real problem is we did say that we'd draw a horse.
Oh.
And I think we should do that blind because that would be too easy to do like this. AKA, still quite hard. I think the hardest one is still going to be humanoid because we'll have to try and draw a humanoid. But
I think when we do humanoid, we should probably split it the other way.
What do you mean? But no one's going to watch a vertical video.
They would if you put it on Instagram TV.
Not on Instagram. That's not true. Check the description
You lie.
for links to all our Instagrams. I'm basically not. I barely post these days. He's got sort of big... He's got a very wide, sort of like banana-shaped back. Is what I'm
That's
seeing
fine.
here.
I kind of dig it. What colour should we do for the... Because we're both going to have to do the same fur shade. So
Well, again, whoever gets there first can choose it.
Haha!
I don't ever get to choose the colours on these because I am always the last person to do any colouring for them. I'm also colourblind, so my choices of colour are not necessarily interesting or good. I like the gear. I guess that's a nipple.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking that that's a nipple, like I thought it would be. But yeah, I mean, what sort of powers does this guy have then? Because usually a construct will have something called immutable form, which means they can't be like transformed into a frog with like a witch, because there's and it can't be shrunk or whatever. That's often a thing. I think this guy's definitely got that. And how big is this as well is the other question. Again, it looks big, but it does have a mobile phone for scale there, and that's not a very big mobile phone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It could be in this case. But I'm just saying that's not the biggest.
It's when he's crab-sized. That kind of makes him adorable, doesn't it?
A mobile phone is about the size of a hand, and I would say it's the same. So it's probably like human-sized, right?
Oh,
it's a flip phone, so it is a bigger phone. You are correct in that.
But again, put a death ray in that eye, then he's definitely scary.
That is true. So it doesn't really matter. Size doesn't necessarily matter in this case when it comes to deadliness. I like the phone, because now I'm thinking about the phone as well. Because again, I talked about Modrons before, I'll talk about Modrons again now. The Modrons are basically, they're like a shape with arms and legs and a minion face. So the phone could be a kind of Modron, especially if we put like an eyeball like this on it.
Yeah.
And a weird mouth. Now the phone is a kind of Modron, and that's pretty cool. I'll have to slot it in somewhere because the Modrons have a strict hierarchy. You can't really just make them up. But it's definitely, it could be a kind of Monodron, which means nothing to you two, but that's okay. I'll show you them afterwards, and you'll all laugh. You'll go hee hee hee, how silly.
Haha, funny.
I've got one for you. You didn't invent these. These have nothing to do with you. You just think they're good.
Can I add a little bit of rust on your side, Ruth?
Yeah,
just
sure.
So it's like even.
Go for
Cool.
This is a collaboration, so it's gonna be bad.
I don't want to overdo it.
Overdo it, man.
I don't want to overdo it.
Well, you don't want to do any more, I think is what you just said, right? What are you going to do? Just sit there while we do stuff? You'd feel silly.
That is true.
Oh, I was like, what has changed? Something's changed. Oh, the layer with the fur colour on it has moved.
Oh, I'm
That's
drawing on the
Oops.
wrong layer.
I will move that in a
That
minute.
makes sense.
Look at this. It sounds like we've never drawn
Oh
anything
no, what did I just
in
do?
our lives.
You.
I still remember the first time I did digital art, and it was the most terrifying thing.
I do as well, because I didn't start taking art seriously till I was like 16, which is relatively late for people who are, that's why I always get jealous when I see someone who's really good at art, and then I remember, well, they've probably been drawing longer than you think. So don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I got a Wacom Intuos.
Yep, same.
And I'm currently in the room that I first used it in because I live in the same house.
I still have my old my old laptop that I had my first drawing stuff on. Like I had Paint Tool Sai and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I like that fire. I kind of want to add it on my side. I might do that.
I was going to
try
fire.
Oh, that's a lot to do, but yeah, nice.
What I'm concerned about is if I draw these flames and then Ruth does something cool with them and then I don't do that.
Well, then because of the system, she can do the cool thing that she did again to whatever you did. Now, Lana, about this creature.
Yes.
What do you think he does other than hits people with his axe?
My answer to everything is it hits things.
Well, I've already said that. Oh, what about other than that?
I think he has like electrical powers.
That makes sense. He's got the lightning gun
like he can start electrical fires with his mind.
That's just
as in
that's
like
electrical.
Did you mean electrical fires in your house? He comes around the back of your house and like fries your home, like
Yeah.
your mains.
Oh my god, is this like Robo Thor?
Is he like an assassin who comes and blows up your house, sets fire to it? He's an arsonist.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, that's grim. This is evil. Or is this a unique guy? Because this guy, I don't know if this guy was made en masse. Because obviously a lot of constructs, you kind of think of them as being, mass produced. But maybe this is just like the body that one particular guy was like, I want to live forever. Put me in a robot.
He gives me the vibe of like something that was created by a guy a long time ago and his master is now dead and he's starting to rot. And he's a cool guy, but he's also like a bit crazy.
So
and
he's
dangerous.
like his butler or something. He's the he's the butler of a mad giant scientist potentially. That's fine, and that's why he's got fire just to keep things warm.
Yeah. Oh my god, he was a little space heater.
Is he a space heater for a giant? And he's big, but for a giant, he's very small. But because again, you don't want a space heater to take up the whole room. He's just in the corner. He's like a Roomba space heater kind of thing.
Oh, bless him.
I think that's what this is.
He's tried. He's tried his best.
The keeper, as it were, of the building. If you were being, if we're going to be mythic about it and say, not just he's a Roomba, but he's the, he keeps the ancient giant fortress that is now since abandoned, but he still rumbles around it with his mobile phone,
looking for
cleaning
self-service.
things and looking for things to warm up. So yeah, and I guess whether or not your players have to fight him is going to depend on how they react. If they're all dirty when they come in, he might be like, "Ugh, gonna set fire to these guys."
Take off your shoes.
Yeah, exactly. If you come in being rude, being surly, he's probably just going to be like, "All right, well, this is clearly trash. Time to take it out." But if you're very polite, then he's like, "Okay," because he probably can't talk with that mouth. I think it's all context.
I think it's just war cries that come out.
Yeah, the scream, you hear like the scream, the fire's roaring, and like you can swear you can hear the screams of battle from within or something. Like, oh, that's weird. I see no one's just like taken up the job of colouring mine for me. I
would have done that, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to do it yourself.
I didn't want to encroach on you.
Yeah, I was like, I was
I'm not that precious about this.
I was looking at it, I was like,
Must
that
leave
would
my
be quite fun to colour. Like, we should do
I'm
that
happy
at some
to-
point.
I'm happy to have anyone help me
I
colour
do have
this.
one thing that I want blue on the wheels, like this.
Okay, yeah, do it. Get in there. I still got to draw this lightning. So this laser eye is no longer looking so much like a death ray and looking more just like a flashlight.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
He's
I like that.
basically
Oh
like,
god.
oh my god, he's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
He's helpful around
Aw,
the house.
That's cute.
Well, maybe that means that this eye is the dangerous one, the one on his left. His left eye is the danger eye. He opens that when he's angry,
Yeah,
and the right eye is the friendly eye.
that's his guard dog thing.
Now, I will say that I did give him headlights down here, so if he's just using So it's maybe a little pointless to have both, but you've cut that one's there now, so who cares? Again, and that might still be, maybe that's like a calming ray, because there is the spell calm emotions, for example.
Exactly.
So maybe he just tries to keep everyone civilized by frying them with that, and then he opens the other eye, and a big red beam of death comes out of it.
This is fun. I like drawing on other people's stuff.
Yeah. Gets rid of the pressure.
Is there anything else I can do to stall before I should do any colouring? Just fill in little blanks around here. Now, I think his face should be a different colour to his other metal bits. Because contrast, you know.
So what
colour metal, though?
Oh, well, what colour is the other bits currently? Because I can't see what that is. Is it sort of goldish?
Yeah.
Almost tan, gold kind of colour.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what this feels like? This feels like a Jackbox game.
Oh, like Drawful, but stranger.
Yeah. I guess I'll make his helmet this gold. And then his face will be a different thing.
I mean, you could do the light grey that I used in the... But then that's kind of similar to the fur.
Yeah.
I was going to say in his arm. Damn.
We'll see what happens.
This is my favourite one we've done.
It's good. This is definitely
proud
the
of
best
us.
one. It's definitely... Well, again, now that we've established that it's very small, it's not the strongest, I don't think. If this was like a gargantuan creature, then I think it would be very strong.
For a mouse, he is terrifying, so that matters.
That's true. And I think he would be a big danger to a lower level party. And I think that's you do need some of that. You should not everything should be the strongest thing. This guy looks the only issue here is this guy looks ridiculous, so you kind of expect him to be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what would be fun though? I just had a thought. So you're in a giant, you've gone up the beanstalk, and you're fighting. You go into the giant's castle or whatever, and then for whatever reason the party gets shrunk. So this guy starts out as like he's kind of big, but for a human-sized person, but it's okay. But then the party gets shrunk down to being like a foot tall, and this guy is suddenly very intimidating. I think that could be fun
because
then
it's
you're
like
playing
a
the
Honey,
skill.
I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing.
I guess so. I have not watched that, but I know of it. It's very famous.
Yes.
Should his face be grey? It probably
I feel like
should.
a grey beard makes sense.
It does. What's the opposite of orange? So it's red.
Blue.
It's red and yellow. So yeah, it's blue. So I think a nice blue maybe could be good.
Like that?
Yeah.
Not too light?
Yeah, that's okay.
Got that.
Or maybe use that as the highlight. I like that colour that you just made.
Nearly there. And we also, don't forget, need to name this guy.
I feel like he's going to have some kind of Viking-ish name to him, if you know what I mean.
But then it's got to be a robot joke as well.
It's got to have some kind of...
Well, if he's basically like a Roomba, maybe he can be like a Roombjorn.
Yes! That's great.
Roombjorn 9000. That's like Andre.
Roombjorn Hooverson.
Yeah.
I love it already.
And he's Bluetooth enabled, like Harold Bluetooth, the famous man for which Bluetooth is named after.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why the Bluetooth symbol is a rune.
Oh!
It's a runic bee, because it's Harold Bluetooth. Alana, are you happy with that name?
Yeah.
I think this is good. I think this is very strong. He's definitely got very good armour, but maybe not as high. He doesn't look very agile, I will say that. I don't think he's going to be getting upstairs easily. I don't think he's going to be able to, dodge things very well.
No.
But
If
he
he
definitely
flips on his back, he's stuffed.
Yeah.
All in all, this guy's very good. Hopefully I've put some stats for this guy on the screen at some point soon, now that I think he's pretty much done. He's very warm. He's probably a fire giant's little servant or something. And he himself has a pet, which is confusing. But that's just going to have to be part of it, I think.
I think we need to call it, like Valkyrie, but Valkyrie.
I think you've done it. I think that's it. I think you got nailed it in one there. That's pretty strong. This has worked out very well, this experiment, I think. Almost too well.
I liked it. It was fun. I want to do it again.
We cheated.
No, we didn't.
Cheating is fun.
Cheating, completely cheated on this one.
If cheating is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I'm against cheating, but it did work. I guess we're sort of on the way up. He does just have little wheels.
I love it. I
which
imagine he
It
beeps
was
as
my
he moves
fault.
around.
Yeah, it really was my fault that he just has wheels, but and he's got like a fire axe, which is also my fault.
His nipple is really far over.
Well, that's your fault. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
well.
I don't feel too bad about that.
That's fine.
You just see the big M on his shoulder as well. That's all like scratched in because again,
Yeah.
he used to be covered in fur more, but it's come off over time and he's been rusting and falling apart a bit. Clearly, he's not had a great life, but he's cheerful, so we can all learn something from that in these trying times that we're in.
Yeah, everything's got
Um,
its meaning.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think that's probably the end. Great job, you two, as usual.
Yay. Let's do it again.
Do it. Play it again, Sam. Like,
Play it
just
again, Sam.
Just watch the video again. Just go back to the beginning. You don't get anything if you do that. It's not like there's ads on this channel. You need to have like 4,000 subscribers and then 8,000. No, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, I think, and 8,000 or 4,000 hours of viewed videos. If you can even begin to get ads on your videos. Not that these would make any money if they did, but whatever.
If I saw this at an art fair, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'm buying this and hanging it above my fireplace.
You're insane then.
I
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't
I
buy
would.
this with my worst enemy's wallet, but that's okay. Everyone's different. I had a great time doing it. I would pay. We only did this for like an hour, so that's not going to be too much, right? If this was an activity that had to be paid to do, it's worth paying to do it. It's good fun.
Yeah,
I'm paying for it in time because I've got to edit it now.
we've
Well,
got
not now,
plenty
a
of
bit later.
time at the moment.
Exactly. But yeah, that was good fun. Next, what should we do next? Because we've done construct now. We've done aberration. We've done
I think
celestial.
we should do the horse.
The horse next, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the horse?
If we do horse, are we doing it blind?
Do you mean without reference or without seeing each
Like,
other's
as
horse?
in without seeing each other's horse?
Oh, this poor horse, if we do it that way.
Because that would be horrifying.
I think that's the way to do it. That'd be very funny. And we'd probably just have to do someone draw the head, someone draw the front legs, and someone draw the back legs.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think we do that, and then we bring it into this maybe, and then we
Yeah.
draw on once you've got the base horse.
That's a good idea.
That might be a way to do it. You know, that's a teaser. Subscribe for at some point in the future, 3 people trying to draw a horse. It's D&D though. It's specifically a D&D horse. We'll make it fantasy.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Tell us what you think of this great monster in the comments. Again, if you do genuinely use any of these, do let me know, because it would really make my day. I'd say the stat blocks are decent for the other ones. I think. This one, you know, in my game I got a lot of giant stuff. I'd have to reskin it because my giants are Greek themed. I could potentially find a use for this. He's like a custodian. That's the word I was trying to think of. He's a custodio bot.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks very much. I hope you guys are all having a good one. I'll look forward to the next video of some sort at some point. This channel doesn't really have anything going on it. Don't worry about it. Sporadic videos.
Yay.
Bye.
Woohoo.
Bye.
Bye.